Well, let's move on to the next exercise, which is before and after questions. According to the TOEFL, before means that we have to read the first paragraph of the reading, and after is the last paragraph. But remember, guys, you don't have too much time to read the whole paragraph. So in this exercise, you have to take into account the main idea, the main point of the whole paragraph. You don't need to read the whole paragraph because, remember this, if you read just the first sentence and the last sentence, which is the concluding sentence, you are able to identify the main idea, the main point of the paragraph. Why? Because if you spend time reading in the middle of the paragraph, that is detailed examples, and maybe you don't need those examples or details. You need the main point, the main idea of the paragraph. Let's move to the exercise, which is the paragraph following the passage would most logically continue with discussion of. Well, let's see an important strategy that we have to take into account in this process, which is process of elimination, P of E. So, the first thing that we have to take into account is, well, we read the first sentences and the last sentences, and we are able to identify. Well, here, as you know, we have this part, and this part is related with the arthropod and the disadvantages that the arthropod had. So, after reading this, you are able to answer, to choose the best option here. Well, the first is different strategies used by predators to capture arthropods. Well, remember, if you read this, you are able to identify that we are not talking about strategy, we are talking about disadvantages. So, that is not possible. Non-arthropod. If you know that we are talking about arthropods, we are not talking about non-arthropods, so that is not possible. The defense mechanisms of other type of animals. Remember, we are talking about, in this part, we are talking about arthropods, no different type of animals, so not possible. So we have the last which is the answer. Adaptation arthropods make to survive during molting. Well, it means that when arthropods are molting, they have some disadvantages to survive. So that is the best option. Well, let's move to the next exercise. Let's see. Well, this is before. That is part of the same exercise. Well, that is before. So the first thing that you have to take into account is that you don't need to read the whole readings. You need to read just the first paragraph. So, after reading the first paragraph, you are able to identify that the arthropods share two common characteristics, and they are more than any other type of animal. So let's use the process of elimination. Which of the following would most like to be the topic of the paragraph before this passage? A brief discussion of the different phylum of animals, a scientific examination of human hair and nails, a description of various natural polymers, a listing of some common arthropods. Well, if you are talking about that is the arthropod, they are more arthropod than any other type of animal, you will know that we have the first option, and that is the correct. Let's move to the next. Which is this? Well, sentence insertion. Well, you have the reading here, and as you see, you have some squares. So you have some black square here. So the main point here is that you have to link between the first sentence with the second. If you apply before and after, you have to link between this first sentence and the second sentence. So remember guys, you have remember that in this part, thank you. In this part, you have to link, you have to make the connection between the first sentence and the second sentence. Well, the exercise give to you this part, while this process continues, the endocuticle is gradually shifted. So, if you connect the first sentences, you have to use this and then make the connection. That is simple. That you have to do in sentences insertion. Well, this is the last exercise, except not the least question. Well, in this part, you have to know that if you have the exercise, there are one phrase or sentence that is not correct. So that is the answer. So you have to choose. Well, this part is a little difficult because you have to read, you have to scan the reading, and then you have to take the best option. All of the following are mentioned as benefit of the exoskeleton, except protection against water loss. No, because that is part of the reading, which is in the paragraph 5. Distinctive coloration and marking, no, because that is, if you read the reading, you will be able to answer, to find. Ability to take in extra air or water. Well, that is not a benefit. That is, it appears in the reading, but the thing is, as a disadvantage, and that's not the benefit. So that is the answer, and this appears of the part of the reading. So that's it, and thank you very much.